What's up, everybody? A YouTube subscriber named Casey Sanders sent me a package, and I wanted to open it up on camera and show y'all what he sent. And Casey, I appreciate it. There is no doubt. It's the first time anyone's ever sent me a package, so that's pretty awesome. And we're going to look at it right now. I'll move the camera in. After we get through with the box opening, we're going to talk a little bit about how I came about getting clients in Malaysia and across the world. It worked for me. You know, it might not necessarily work for everybody, but hopefully this video will help kind of guide you in the right direction as far as what you could do, and maybe it will bring you success as well. So first, we're going to do this. Let me shine the camera down here. We're going to open this up. Get in position here. There we go. I don't really know what's in here. I think it's going to be red editions, but I can't promise you that. Again, Casey Sanders, I really appreciate it. This is pretty awesome. Let's see what we got. Nice box. I can reuse this box for selling. Alright. Nice bubble wrap. Oh, yeah. Right on. Empty box. First one. Check it out. Well, that is cool. That's the exclusive, I think, for Kroger, isn't it? Man, I didn't get to keep one of those. Well, that is nice. I don't know if that's... I guess it is the exclusive that Kroger just had out. The Greenwood Corvette, the white one. Can you see it? I don't know if the lighting is very good or not. But what a beautiful car that is. I love that car. Yeah, it's from the J case. This is the Kroger exclusive that they had. They also had the Roger Dodger that I made a mistake on and bought the wrong ones. They had this one, the Roger Dodger, and I think there was one other one. I can't remember what it was right offhand. The Blue Maverick, I think, was one of them. Might have been those three. I don't know if there was a fourth or not. Can't remember right off. But anyway, that's a great, great car. I like that a lot, for sure. Oh, and then we got some red editions. God, these are so difficult to find. So difficult. I love this car. Wow. 68 Shelby Gt500. That is a beautiful casting. Beautiful. Man, I love it. Red edition. I've never found one of these in the wild at Target ever. Just, I don't know. It's hard. The timing is difficult, but man, I appreciate that, Casey, for sure. That's awesome. It's a beautiful car. Beautiful. Another red edition, the Custom Auto. Look at that. Another beautiful car. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's so cool to get something like this. That's just a freaking cool, slick looking car. I like it a lot. Thank you so much for that one. One more here. Oh, this is going to be my favorite. That, if you don't like that, something's wrong with you. That's a good car right there. That's a slick car. That's a sporty car. It just screams, I want to go fast. Because I'm a fast car, you know? Look at that. And actually, I had just bought... Let me show you what I just bought. I just bought these. Those are McLarens. Because I was going to use these to try to set up a big lot on eBay. Try and see if I can get another international buyer or not. But this one will not be part of that. I will not sell this. It will not be given away. It will be staying in my personal collection. Absolutely love it. Golly, that's a killer car. Love it, love it, love it. Give you a look at all of them. I don't want to mess up the card. There we go. Can you see that very well? I hope my lighting's in here is decent enough. The McLaren. Man, that's a slick car. This is going to be close to replacing this. That's how much I like it. It's hard to top this one, though. But this is close. There is no doubt. This is definitely, these are my two favorite pieces I ever have had, for sure. No doubt. maybe they're neck and neck. I don't know. I'm going to have to get a protector for this one, though. I love that one. That's a great car, man. I appreciate that, Casey. Shout out to you, man. We're going to move these over here. That is awesome. Okay. Get rid of this here. I'll reuse that bubble wrap. What I want to do now, we're going to move the camera back up a little bit. If I can get it back stationed right. There we go. I want to talk a little bit about kind of what I've done, how I've gotten the clients that I've gotten. There's so many different variables that go into play. I won't touch base on everything, but I'm going to just try and, because it would be a very, very long video if I try to tell you about every single thing. You're going to have to do some of the hard work yourself. But I can at least hopefully guide you along the way and give you some ideas of what I've done and what has worked for me. It may not work for everybody else, you know, but hopefully it will help somebody. So I would say it all started for me when I listed a lot of Honda City Z-Max. I think they were the E case, if I remember right. I listed a big lot of those. I can't remember how many there were, but there was quite a few. And somebody bought it. And I also it was the RWB with the Superbird and the Sakura Sprinter, that set. Well, the RWB is a big seller in Malaysia and everywhere. I think that's just very, very popular. And remember, we got all these for half off at Kroger. So that is a big, big difference than paying full price, because it's really hard to turn them when they're, I think, $12.99 at the store. And then you're going to still try and make a profit. And you can a little bit, but it won't be very much. Not like it is when they're half off. So those were my first two lots that I ever listed, and international buyers bought both of them. And what I did is after they bought one lot, I told them, well, look, in a message, I told them, well, look, I have, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 more of these. If you're interested, we could make a deal. Go ahead and message me on FB. Don't put Facebook. You got to put FB because eBay reads that. Hope I'm not telling on myself. You got to really be particular about how you word it, because you don't want to get your eBay account suspended. That's for sure. And so anyway, they ended up finding me on Facebook, and they sent me a message, and we started talking and just about what I could do for them, what they wanted what they needed from me. We talked about what I would buy for them, how much I would charge for them, the shipping aspect of it, all that stuff. And it takes a long time to go through all that, the first process, because there's so much to talk about. So how to possibly get international buyers. Okay, first thing you do, I haven't had any luck in groups per se, but I have had luck on eBay. The first thing you want to do is get a JDM lot of Hot Wheels, a big one, not 10 cars, get like 40, 50 cars. Of course, mine was a Honda City Turbo Z-Max. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to list the lot higher than everybody else has it, because they're not going to buy that. What you want to do is list them, undercut the lowest price that you can find that's not unreasonably low, because sometimes for some reason you'll see them where one sold for 80, one sold for 40. I don't get that, but it does show up on the eBay sold listings. And that's what you want to look for. You want to go to the sold listings, and that's how you're going to make your price for your lot that you're going to put on there. What I do, say it's $50, I'll undercut them. Well, it really be more than that. Say it's $100, I'll undercut them by put on there $85 for the lot. That way, you don't want to lose too much money, but if you do lose a little money on the first lot or even the second lot, it's really no big deal, because the goal is to gain the international buyers. That's the goal. So if you're going to lose 15, 20 bucks on a lot, so be it, because if you gain an international buyer, well, you've just made that up by a mile and and then some. Let me see. I've written this stuff down because it's so much to remember. Let's see where we're going here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Wait a minute. Hold up. I need number 2. Hold on one second. Okay, so we've talked about how to get an international client. what I've done. Now, one of the things, let me think, let me see. It's really different when I have to face the camera and talk to y'all than it is whenever I'm not facing the camera. What you want to do, I've already told you about the eBay, how to write out the message. And you know what? And probably 8 out of 10 times, maybe 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to get an international buyer. Was mine luck? I don't know. You know, I tend to think maybe it was a process that I did to go about getting that client. They want deals just like you want clients. So you just have to be willing to negotiate the price and get something set. Make sure that everything is firm, that you completely agree on everything that you've told each other, including the shipping, because shipping is a big part of it, for sure. So, where are we at here? Oh yeah, shipping. So on shipping, you don't want to pay shipping. You don't want to pay shipping ever. That's just not part of it, because shipping is going to be very expensive. I ship maybe 75 to 100 pounds of Hot Wheels a month, and to each international buyer, and it could be anywhere from, I don't know, $450 to $550. So if you were to pay shipping, you would lose a lot of money by doing that. So don't do that ever. Don't pay shipping. But what you need to do is get you a FedEx account. And with FedEx, if you have an account, you'll go to this place called the number Great Rates Shipping. With Great Rates Shipping, you can get up to 70% discount on your shipping rate. So say it's $1,000, I mean, maybe you'll get $300 for the shipping rate. And that means all the difference in the world, because that will assure your client that, yeah, you're doing your best to get him a good shipping rate. And you're not just going to lay it on him with, here's $1,000 shipping, because they don't want that. And they're not going to do that. Let me see. So once you figure out the price of the Hot Wheel or the price of the premium that you want to charge, make sure and stick to that, because they're going to try, and sometimes they'll be like, well, let's make you a deal on this group of cars that you just picked up for me. Don't do that. You got to stick with your prices, or the next thing you know, you'll be getting way less than you had initially thought you were going to get. So let's say it's $1 and you're charging $3 a Hot Wheel. You know, don't fall back to $1.50 or $2 a Hot Wheel. Stay with $3 a Hot Wheel. And if you buy 500 Hot Wheels, well, that's $1,500. You just made $1,000 to one client, and that's not bad money at all. Let's see. I was going to talk about. Let's see. The store. Okay. I get questions about how do I get to open up boxes at the store. First and foremost, you got to pick a store. You got to go to that store every single day. Don't miss a day. Go to it a couple times a day if you can. You know, I know some people have jobs and it's kind of difficult to do that. But go to that store as often as you possibly can. What you want to do is develop a relationship with the toy employees. You don't need to worry about no one in the front, no one in clothing, but you want the toy employees. You want to establish a relationship with those guys. Let them know that, yeah, you're looking for Hot Wheels. It's kind of a fine line. You don't want to really harass them, because sometimes they're busy and they don't want to fool with you. They don't have time to talk to you. So you don't want to hold them up, because they'll be seeing you and they'll be like, oh God, this guy just wants to talk about everything and he's going to hold me up. They'll try to avoid you at that rate. So what you want to do is kind of casually mention in conversation about what you're looking for. And then once you develop that relationship with somebody, then it's only then and after then can you ask, hey, what do you got in the back? You know, what's coming up? Maybe what's going to be coming up in the next couple weeks? You know, is a display coming? Do you know? They can check their little scanner thing. They can check and see what they might have coming. At the same time, what you want to do, not only the toy employees, but don't be afraid to get with the bigwigs. Walmart is divided into sections of the store. There's one manager that will be over part of the store. There's another manager that will be over the other part of the store. So what I did is I've developed a good relationship with the manager that's over the half of the store that includes the toy section. We talk all the time. We have a great relationship. I respect him. He respects me. I don't hold up his employees because that's the worst thing you can possibly do, is to cause them to slow down in their job, because he doesn't want that. And that'll get you pretty much out of the loop real quick if you do that. Sometimes managers don't want to fool with you. They just don't have time. And those times you got to understand that leave him alone at that point. Let him do his job, because he doesn't want to mess with you at that point. And then when you see him kind of laying, walking around and looking at some stuff on the toy aisle, kind of talk to him a little bit about, hey, what do you got coming up in stock? And, ask him to explain to you about how the Hot Wheels system goes. I have learned that they do not put Hot Wheels on clearance at Walmart. They just don't do it. It's in there, something to do with their contract or something. Not sure exactly why, but it's something to do with Mattel. They do not put Hot Wheels on clearance, because I've asked them, why don't you put all these fantasy cars on clearance? Because they're never going to sell. That's one of the worst things, is after something new comes out, all you're left with is fantasy cars. And they'll sell maybe 1 year, but they're going to be there for a very, very long time, months and months, before they even look like they're going down. And then once you see the dump bins getting empty, that's when you really want to get onto the toy employees, the workers, the managers, about, hey man, why are the pegs empty? Why are the dump bins empty? Don't you have anything in the back? And if you've developed a good enough relationship with these guys, they'll say like, man, we ain't got nothing in the back. We just don't have it. And then you'll have to understand, leave them alone at that point. But sometimes, a lot of times, they'll say, well, yeah, we do have this stuff in the back. I said, well, why don't you put it out, man? Come on. So that's when sometimes they'll go back to the back and grab a couple boxes. They might grab a whole dump bin. I've been at my Walmart where they brought out like 9-10 cases for a brand new dump bin, because the dump bin was so low that I'm like, look, just look at the dump bin right now. There's nothing in it. So that they went in and got a whole nother dump bin and brought it out that they had sitting in the back. And that was pretty awesome to get to open that up. There was not a single treasure hunt in 9 cases that I opened. I think it was terrible. There was one treasure hunt, no super treasure hunts, and I think one ID car, if I remember right. But there's lots of other good mainline cars that I picked up and sold. Especially when the cases first come out, I'll go in and buy 300-400 cars at a time, because that's when you get the best cars, of course, if you're the first one there. So let me see. Another thing you need to know about Walmart, this is very important, is when they stock. Most Walmart, well, not most, I'm going to say some Walmart stock at night. Some Walmarts do stock in the middle of the day. I've been to another Walmart. I don't know very many people there, but I've ran up on about 2 o'clock in the daytime, and they're just now stocking. They got their pallets all in the middle of the aisles, and they got Hot Wheels on them, and it happens for sure, because I was there one time, and they just stocked the dump bins. Man, I loaded up. That's when I got this. From the F case. That's when I got this. I don't know how many. I got a bunch of them. There was no super in that case, unfortunately, but you can't always get a super. They're supers for a reason. They're hard to get. So anyway, don't get me sidetracked. Let me see what else I got going on here. Okay. What I wanted to, about getting a relationship with the employees, because look, if you don't have a relationship with those guys and you go to open up boxes, somebody just sees you, some random guy trying to open up boxes, they're going to say, hey, put that back, man. You can't do that. That's happened to me before. You just need to develop the relationship first before you go cracking open boxes, and even then you got to be really careful. You don't want to string boxes out all over the aisle. You don't want to prevent people from being able to walk down the aisle. One of the most important things that I stress to everybody is you need to keep the area clean. I clean up the whole toy aisle sometimes at my Walmart, just to show them respect, to show them that I'm not leaving a mess. I'll help them out with straightening things up, because the last thing you need is to go in and open up a case of Hot Wheels and leave them strung out everywhere. If you look back at one of my videos, I was going to open up a box and the lady said, no, you can't do that. And she was mad. I could tell she was mad. I said, well, you having a bad day or what? And she goes, no, well, what happened was a collector just before you came in here and opened up a couple of boxes and left the pallet all a mess, left the Hot Wheels strung out everywhere. He didn't put them back on the pegs like he should have. And she was really, really frustrated at that. And I can understand why, because I would be too. Because she's going to have to go back and straighten all that mess back up. So I ended up making a video about that. Check it out sometime. It's I think the title is me complaining or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but it was about the employee. We need to respect the employees there. We need not to leave a mess there. If you do that, then that's just ruining it for collectors and flippers, scalper, whatever you want to call it. No matter to me. I say I'm a flipper. I collect a little bit, but you know, for the most part, I'm a flipper. That's just the way it is. You know, that's how I make some money. Now we're going to talk about, let's see. Okay, let's see. Hold on, where are we at here? Let me get sidetracked. Okay, we've already talked about that. Maybe now you need to remember this. Don't get a relationship with the employees at one store only. You need to expand your horizons. You need to be able to if you live in a town where you have a Dollar General close, Family Dollar, Albertsons, HEB, Kroger, all those stores, you need to get to know those managers. It's very important because they will give you certain times that they're going to be getting, say, I know for a fact at my Kroger, I know when they get displays. I know when they get cases, when they're going to stock those cases, when the truck comes in. You need to know all that information to the best that you can possibly know. There's going to be times, you know, you just miss it. You know, they might have got it a day early for some reason and you missed it. And that's just going to happen. Timing is everything when it comes to hunting. It is a lot, probably, I won't say 60% luck maybe, and 40% skill about knowing the manager, knowing the relationship that you have with the employees, knowing the stocking schedule, know when the trucks come in. Dollar General doesn't get a truck every single night, and neither does Kroger. Albertsons doesn't either, not for Hot Wheels anyway. But like Walmart, they get stuff every night. One of the things that I do at Walmart is, of course, I've already established the relationship with these guys, is I go late. Go really, really late, because they're going to pull the pallets out at certain Walmarts, maybe not all of them, but certain Walmarts. They're going to pull the pallets out before they close. So that way the nighttime stockers can go in there. The pallets are already there. They can start stocking the pegs and stuff, or whatever, you know, they have for Hot Wheels. Sometimes they don't have anything, but a lot of times they do, and that's when you can get lucky on the pallets. And there's nothing better than opening up a fresh case of Hot Wheels. I mean, you can't, you're going to get the best of the best when you do that. And I've been lucky enough to open up lots and lots of cases, lots and lots of boxes, M2 boxes, Monster Jam boxes, Hot Wheels Monster Truck boxes, all that, you know, because I go late. I go when the pallets are already there, and I kind of go about my way about getting the pallets, and I never leave a mess. I take the boxes with me because they're great for shipping. What else can I talk about? I don't want the video to be too long because you guys get put out with it. When it comes to pricing your Hot Wheels, okay, well, you got to look at it in two different ways. One is on eBay. If you're only going to be an eBay seller, you don't really want to undercut too much because you're going to lose money that way. I use eBay primarily to get rid of inventory and to possibly try to find new clients. I don't use eBay as a source for my income. As far as that's the only way I'm selling and making money is eBay, because competition is pretty tough, man, out there for that. But So if you're going to sell on eBay, what you want to at least try to do, it's not always possible, but what you want to try and do is double your money, at least double your money. On my lots that I have listed, I don't double my money because that's not really my primary goal, is not making my profit on eBay. My goal on eBay is to get rid of inventory, salvage what you can, because believe me, I made mistakes where I bought something and it just didn't sell. So I kind of at least want to get my money back. You know, sometimes I just end up losing money. That's just the way it goes. I wing it sometimes, and I think, well, this would probably be a good seller, you know. And when I get it home and list it, it's like it goes on for weeks and it just hasn't sold. At that point, you want to get rid of that inventory, because if it hasn't sold in a few weeks, it's probably not going to sell. At least not for the money you're asking. So lower the price, get rid of that inventory, and move on. Find another lot. That's happened to me plenty of times. I did get these. Let me show you these. Which, if you saw the video, this is not from Malaysia. They're not really into this. But see, that's the 30th anniversary Gravedigger. The normal Gravedigger does not have the 30th anniversary on there. Just not on there. So that one's not going to sell for anything. But these right here, probably get them for $29.99 maybe. And they only cost $9.99. So, you know, you're going to make you're going to double your money for sure on that. Don't be in a rush to sell things. That's one of the things where I made mistakes on in the past, is whenever I first started, I felt like everything needed to sell like in a matter of days, and it just doesn't work that way. You need to be patient. So to a point, you know, you don't want to leave it on there for 4 or 5 months and it hasn't sold. That's a little bit too much patience. So you need to find that fine line of when do you think that this item is going to sell, and do you think it's going to sell? You know, 3 weeks isn't nothing for me to let something go on eBay. You know, that's easy to let it sit on there for that long. But, you know, like I said, when you're talking months and months and it still hasn't sold, then you need to get rid of that, because chances are it's not going to sell. Especially once the market gets flooded with what you have, it eliminates the possibility of you making very much money on that product. Now, if you can be the first ones to get it and the first ones to sell it, that's when you're going to make the most money for sure. I can't think of, I got the Monster Jams, actually, I think it was Gravedigger. That had the fluorescent tires on it, and it was Son of a Digger was on there too, with some kind of special tires on it, you know, and I sold those right away and for a pretty good lick. But once they've been out, well, you're not going to be able to sell that for that much money, because everybody's going to have them and everybody's going to try to undercut everybody. So it's just, competition is really, 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 really tough on eBay for Hot Wheels for sure. Let's see. I buy everything I can buy that I know is going to sell. You know, a lot of times when I go to Walmart, Kroger, Dollar General, Family Dollar, all them stores, 90% of what I buy is sold already, because that's Malaysia and Australia, New Zealand, Poland. I know what they want, and I know what they might want. You know, I make mistakes every once in a while by buying things that aren't going to sell, or that they don't end up wanting. But for the most part, I know what they want, and I communicate with them very well. A lot of times it's in the store. After the videos that I make for y'all, I'll have to get on the phone and communicate with them to find out exactly, do they want this? Do they not want this? How many of these do they want? 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, I don't know. Just depends, you know. So you need to be in contact with your clients at all times as far as what they're going to want. One of the things you got to remember with international clients, the time difference is such a big difference. Like, I think Malaysia is 13 hours ahead of us, so makes it kind of tough. You know, around 3 o'clock in the morning, I do a lot of business because that's when they're awake, and that's when we negotiate what deals we're going to make. You know, confirm what the orders are that I've got for them, and that's what they want, and here's what they're going to pay. It's difficult sometimes for me to be in the store and talk to Malaysia because they're asleep, plain and simple. Poland's not quite so bad because the time difference there, I think, is 7 I think they're 7 hours ahead of us, I believe. So it's not so bad there. But again, you gotta work it around their schedule for you to be in the store as best as you possibly can, because that's when you're going to get the most direct results as far as what they want and what they don't want. You can know ahead of time to a point, but there's always something you're going to have a question about. So communicate with those guys, man, and just develop a good business relationship with those guys. They're good people, man, and they're looking for guys like you. They're looking for people that can buy them cars that they can't get over there. They're not going to pay, $10 a Hot Wheel. It's not like that, but, trying to at least triple your money for sure, if not more. But, you can start out low if you want to. Start out at $2 a car, whatever. But you need to get on up there to about $3, $4 a car to really make some decent money. That's really about all I have, man, for you guys as far as that goes. I don't know if there's anything I missed, which there probably is. I tried to write everything down. It's very difficult to remember everything. I think I mentioned about the shipping. Never pay for shipping. Get you a FedEx account. The most important thing is get you a relationship with the employees at the stores. Know the stocking schedule, the truck schedule. Know all those things, and that'll help you to be the first one in line whenever something new comes up. I do basketball cards as well, and I've been the first one to get them stocked for a little bit now, and that has made a ton of money, thousands of dollars, because basketball cards are selling off the chain right now. It's crazy. But Hot Wheels, it's the same thing, man. You just got to time it right. You need to get a little lucky. You need to talk to people. Oh, join some Facebook forums or groups. I forgot about that. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. You need to join those groups, spend a little money, show some participation in those groups, because they don't want you coming into those groups and just be a seller. It's not a platform for you just being a seller. You need to participate. Throw up some posts of what hauls you've had. And get into some razzes, and that's where they'll list a certain Hot Wheel, and you'll have 10 spots, so much money per spot. And after they do a random, the top person wins that car. Buy into some of those things to show that you're not there just to sell your stuff, because they don't like that. And that's not really fair to do that. If you're going to be a part of a group, you need to participate in all of the things that they have going on. You need to be getting into groups while you're developing a relationship with the store employees at the same time. That needs to be happening. So that way, when you're ready to sell, well, now you've got a platform to sell your stuff in, because you've already developed a relationship with the groups you belong to, and hopefully you get people that will vouch for you and say, yeah, he's a good seller. I've done deals with him, or I've traded with him. You don't want to just go in there blind and be like, well, I'm trying to sell this stuff, but nobody knows you. They don't know if you're going to rip them off. They have no idea about you. That's kind of tough. And I mean, you can sell stuff like that, but people are going to want to pay you goods and services.